The train wasn't supposed to stop there. That's what the conductor kept saying. It was 11:42 p.m. when the Amtrak to Chicago slowed down in the middle of nowhere. No station lights, no platform, just trees and an empty stretch of track somewhere between Ohio and Pennsylvania. At first, everyone thought it was a signal delay. Then the lights flickered. Once, twice, and the train came to a full stop. There were only 4 of us in the rear car. Me, an older woman knitting in the corner, a college kid asleep with headphones on, and a man in the gray coat sitting across from me, quiet, still, watching nothing. The conductor's voice crackled over the speaker. "Folks, we're experiencing a brief delay." He paused, like he was listening to someone else. "We'll be moving shortly." But we didn't move. 5 minutes passed, then 10. My phone lost signal. No bars. The older woman's knitting needles stopped clicking. She looked up at me. "Have we stopped here before?" she asked. I shook my head. There was nothing outside but trees, and fog rolling across the ground like it belonged there. That's when the door at the end of the car opened. No one walked in, but it opened, slowly, like someone polite was entering and didn't want to interrupt. I looked at the man in the gray coat. He hadn't reacted, hadn't blinked, just staring forward, smiling faintly. Not at me, not at anyone, just smiling. The college kid's head.
"You look a little nervous. Something the matter?"
Headphones slipped off. He looked around. Did we stop at a station? No one answered, because we all heard it then. Footsteps, walking down the aisle, soft, measured, 1 step at a time, but there was no one there. The older woman gasped. The empty seat across from her shifted slightly, like someone had just sat down. The fabric creaked under invisible weight. "Okay," the college kid laughed nervously. "That's not funny." He stood up, walked toward the end of the car. The fog outside had thickened, pressing against the windows. You couldn't see the trees anymore, just white. The conductor's voice came back on, different this time, lower, distorted. "Please remain in your assigned seats." Assigned? This wasn't that kind of train. The college kid reached the connecting door, pulled it open, and froze. We couldn't see what he was looking at, but his shoulders dropped, like he'd just understood something terrible. "Sir?" I called. He turned slowly. His face was pale. "There's another car." "There's always another car," I said. He shook his head. "No, I mean another one." We all stood up then, even the man in the gray coat. For the first time, he moved, slowly, like he'd been waiting for permission. We looked through the doorway. There should have been a dining car. Instead, there was a duplicate of our car. Same seats, same lighting, same layout, and inside it, 4 people, sitting exactly where we had been. Me, the older woman, the college kid, and the man in the gray coat. They were completely still, like mannequins, except their eyes were moving, watching us. The conductor's voice echoed again. "You may now proceed to your next seating arrangement." The lights above us shut off. The lights in the duplicate car turned brighter, warmer, inviting. The older woman started crying. "This isn't real." The man in the gray coat finally spoke. His voice was calm, too calm. "It's very real." The college kid stepped backward. "I'm not going in there." His duplicate smiled wider, mirroring him, perfectly synced. The floor beneath us vibrated. The train jerked forward suddenly. But when I looked out the window, we weren't moving. The fog was, sliding past us, like we were the ones standing still, and the world was moving on without us. The door behind us slammed shut, locking the original car. The only open path was forward, into the duplicate. The conductor appeared at the far end of that second car, standing beside our copies, except his face was blurred, like static on an old television. "You are currently in transit," he said. "Your previous journey has ended." The man in the gray coat stepped forward, without hesitation. His duplicate stood up. They stared at each other. Then they switched places, like two reflections passing through a mirror. The door closed behind him, and suddenly he was the one sitting calmly in the bright car, and the version that stepped back toward us was wrong, slightly taller, smiling too wide. "Next passenger," the conductor said. The older woman screamed. The college kid ran, but there was nowhere to go. The aisle stretched longer than it should have. Each step he took made it extend, like a hallway that didn't want him to escape. I felt something brush past me, cold, invisible, a whisper near my ear. "Your stop is approaching." The college kid vanished first, mid-scream, gone. His duplicate now sitting quietly in the lit car, perfect posture, perfect smile. The older woman collapsed into her seat, and then she was gone too, replaced. Now it's just me and the version of me sitting in that other car, waiting, watching, smiling like it knows something I don't. The conductor tilts his blurred head. Final passenger. I don't want to move, but my feet are already stepping forward because I'm starting to remember something. A highway, a rainstorm, headlights coming straight at me, the sound of metal folding, glass exploding. This isn't a train delay. This isn't Ohio. This isn't even 11:42 p.m. This is the moment between, the space after impact, the place where they decide which version continues. My duplicate stands up, walks toward me. We are inches apart. I can see the difference now. His eyes are empty. Mine are afraid. He whispers, "Don't worry, you won't remember the switch." The lights go out. When they come back on, the train is moving. The fog is gone. There are dozens of passengers now, laughing, scrolling on phones, normal. I'm sitting calmly in my seat, gray coat on, hands folded, smiling faintly, watching nothing. And across from me, a man who looks exactly like you is staring at the door, wondering why the train has started to slow down.